Ninjago theories. There are hundreds of them, and I've made around 15. So I thought, why don't we look back at all of them and see which ones I got right, which ones I got wrong, and which ones haven't been revealed yet, and just give my general opinion on them. By the way, there are so many theories that I have to split this video into two parts, or else it won't come out for a long time. So part 2 will be released next week. So let's go from my most popular theories to my least popular theories. You can find all of my theories in the playlist on the top corner of the video. Let's begin. My least popular theory was the one where I tried to predict the future of Ninjago legends, and I can see why it's the least popular, because frankly, it was pretty vague. I mean, you can barely call it a theory. There wasn't much theorizing going on. I was more of suggesting what Ninjago legends could do after Monstrosity. So let's look back at what I suggested. My first one was Legends Underworld, which would entail Harumi building up her underground empire, and this could definitely be a great series. I'm thinking it could be a spy/thriller sort of series, but obviously to make that happen, it would have to be much longer than Monstrosity. I mean, Monstrosity was only 15 minutes. This one has to be at least 40 or something like that. But I don't think Ninjago Legends has to necessarily stick with the anime style. It can adopt many more, such as the Gold Rush style, which I'm assuming is easier to make and will allow for a longer runtime. The next suggestion was Amber Legacy, which would detail Skylar's childhood and everything that happened with her mother, because in season 4 we get a brief glimpse at a bigger picture, and I think exploring this dynamic would also tie into the Amber Spiral book on Lego.com. Perhaps make it more canon, because right now it's very little known. And the last suggestion was Legend Shatterspin, which I proposed would basically be the story of the Shatterspin comics, because back then we didn't know if the series was going to continue or even be finished at all. Well, at least we can debunk the Legend Shatterspin theory, but realistically the other two can always be made, but I don't think the creators are really gonna see this. My next least popular theory is that I thought Ryu would be a future Source Dragon. Now, the only piece of evidence for this theory was what Raz said in episode 9 that he needed Ryu for his plan, and I basically tied that in with my theory of Raz's master's plan because he wants to save the merge, or stop the merge, save the Source Dragons, I mean. And to do that, he to get all of the icons and all of the power of the Source Dragons, he would really need the balanced Source Dragon. Well, he's dead, so he can't get that. And plus, in a bio, I think, on Lego.com, Ryu said that he wants to become a future Source Dragon, which is weird. I don't think that's really gonna happen, but let's see. Season 4 is coming in March, so yeah. So I guess we'll have to find out then, because that hasn't been confirmed yet. Moving on, my next theory was me predicting where everything goes in the merged lands. I did this because I wanted to know what a map of the merged lands would look like, and this has not been confirmed, and it will probably never be confirmed, as the creators have no plans of making a full map. But who knows? Tommy Andresen made a map of Ninjago, so maybe a map of the merged lands does indeed have a chance. Anyway, next theory. The next one is my explanation on why one of the prismatic blades looks so different. My conclusion was that it was found in the Netherrealm by a game master and was kept in the City of Temples. This theory will probably never be confirmed, as so much information about the blades was left out in Season 3. I don't think any more information will ever come out of them again, unless they do something with the reveal blades in Season 4, which I don't think they will. Alright, this next one is I'm a bit ashamed of this next one. It's plain stupid. I said Eren wouldn't be redeemed in Dragon's Rising Season 3, and oh boy, was I so wrong. By episode 14, he's done with Raz. Honestly, I was just so focused on the theory, I completely forgot Eren wasn't evil at all. So I'm just gonna skip over this one. It's embarrassing. The next theory suggests that there was a previous elemental master of tech, which I completely disagree with now. I basically said the guy who ran the junkyard in the City of Temples was the original master of tech. But honestly, I don't even know why I brought that up. The whole point of the merge was to create new elemental powers, and the only reason I made the video was because I thought it was impossible for this guy to make all the robot guards himself. But he looks 100 years old, so why not? Anyway, the next theory is about the live action Ninjago movie, which I still stand by. The suggestion is that the Ninjago movie should detail the events of the Serpentine War, an iconic battle between the humans and snake people, Serpentine, of Ninjago. The show only ever told us about 2 battles, and it was an entire war for heaven's sake. Now that Ninjago has the proper budget, they should definitely make a movie about that Serpentine War, because even with all the extended war, it was pretty much never brought up again. This was a huge part of Ninjago's history, and they're just skimming over it. The final theory we're going to be looking at in this video is the one that was the most quick to be confirmed. That being through Dragon's Rising Season 3 Part 1. The theory goes that Pixel was in this pod after the merge. The evidence? Zane was in a similar pod. I know, the craziest theory you've ever heard. But hey, I didn't have any other ideas for that day, so I just sticked with that. But I turned out to be correct, so yay for me. The entire community totally didn't beat me to it. You know, I'm baffled that so many of these theories are probably never going to be answered. But nevertheless, I still enjoy making them and sharing my thoughts with you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing because we're trying to reach 600 subscribers by the end of January, and at this pace, I don't think we're gonna make it. So if you like my videos, please consider it because it'll mean more great quality content like this. Thank you, and thanks to everybody who is already subscribed. Part 2 releases on January 7th, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.